in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's a-gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in white. God's a-gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like the Israelite. God's a-gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Oh, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble. God's a-gonna trouble the water. Oh, see that band all dressed in red. God's a-gonna trouble the water. Ooh, it looks like the band that Moses led. God's a-gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God is gonna trouble, yes, he will. The water. Oh, hum. Ooh, oh, hum. God is gonna trouble. God's a-gonna trouble the water. There's healing in the water. God's a-gonna trouble the water. Deliverance in the water. God's a-gonna trouble the water. My God is gonna trouble the water.
On May 30th through June 1st, 1929, coexistence was a barrier for black and white citizens of Tulsa. The white citizens of Tulsa broke this barrier when they burned one of the most successful black cities. This led to the increase of segregation, the growth of the Ku Klux Klan, and eventually leading to a life of silence and fear of the racists in Tulsa. In order to understand the Tulsa race riot, one needs to understand the hate and segregation of white and black people. Separate but equal was established amongst white and black people in 1896. The law was if something was separate, then it must be equal. There was a lot of hatred amongst white to black people, so a lot of the time white people would not keep things equal. White people would create many unfair reasons and systems to hurt and stop black people from getting ahead. Although it was hard for black people to make a living and get ahead, in Tulsa, separate but equal was working. Tulsa had a very strong, successful black city called Greenwood, or Black Wall Street. Greenwood was one of the most successful black cities ever. Little did the citizens of Greenwood know their success would soon become a target of one of the biggest hate crimes in the United States history. On May 30th, 1921, a man named Dick Rowland entered the elevator while there was a white elevator operator named Sarah Page. At some point while Dick Rowland was in the elevator, Sarah screamed and Dick Rowland took off running. Rumors were spread and police arrested Dick Rowland. During Rowland's trial, many white armed men gathered around the courthouse. After news about this got around, many armed black men began to gather too. There were about 1,500 angry white people and 75 black men gathered to try and represent Rowland. Eventually, the shots were fired and people returned home. Very few were injured at this point in time. On June 1st, 1921, thousands of the white citizens of Tulsa began to burn down the houses, a library, hotels, 2 newspapers, schools, churches, and a business of Greenwood, Tulsa, a predominantly black city. The rioters burned over 35 city blocks, breaking the barrier of coexistence and peace between the black and white citizens of Tulsa. As black smoke and soot filled the air, many lives were destroyed. Although it is called a riot, this event was a massacre. This is known to be one of the single most horrifying racist hate acts in America. Rioters forced firemen to leave. Eventually, guardsmen helped put out the fires, but they also imprisoned many black Toulousans. An estimate of 1,256 houses were torched and 215 houses were looted but not torched. The damages were devastating to this black community and neighborhood beyond repair. Soon after the event, Dick Rowland's case was resolved. There were no charges held against him. There was a deliberate effort to cover up the event. The story was removed from many newspapers, and people were even paid not to share information about this event, leaving the peaceful barrier between the white and black citizens of Tulsa broken. This left many blacks homeless and jobless. The Ku Klux Klan in Oklahoma only grew along with segregation. There was a lot of animosity left in the air, with nothing grand enough to clear it out. This topic is important because the event was hidden and taken off the press. An entire city was burned to the ground over a man that committed no crime. The peace barrier that once existed in Tulsa was no longer there. The riot was not much talked about. Instead, Greenwood built itself back up and is still a successful city today. Although it is successful, there seems to be a cloud over it, forcing people to feel silent and afraid. Spiritually, Tulsa is not yet healed.